Hey, what's up guys, it's Kate from ARG coming at you with kind of an interesting video today, not necessarily really news related, but more of a public service announcement type kind of video. It's about a trend actually that's kind of going around lately, as actually that's what the thing says, it's a trend going around that has actually gotten spiraled so out of control to the point where I guess Konami had to address it, and by Konami I really mean one of the entities, head Judge Mama Julia actually had to bring this up, and she brought out a whole bunch of pieces of tournament policy to really kind of back this trend up. What the trend is I guess people in kind of the lieu of the Monarch structure deck being released, Monarch players are putting 15 kind of extra 15 token cards and placing them where their extra deck would be face down to kind of give the illusion that they're actually having an extra deck, so their opponent can't immediately read that they're playing Monarchs right away, which at first I didn't really catch kind of the usage of that, kind of the application of it, and then when I thought about it more and thought, oh well, the knowledge is actually really powerful and everything, it does kind of make a lot of sense why players would do this, but this is actually really against tournament policy, and this is something that has been brought up by head Judge Mama herself, so it's really important. I feel like it's something I kind of want to echo to you guys, as I don't want anybody to get kind of disqualified or anything for cheating when it's something just really silly, in the sense where I guess it could be not even a legitimate mind game, it's just something that you really shouldn't do. So I'm going to kind of just echo what Julia had says. I'm going to go over the rulings, kind of summarize them of why it doesn't work and why you can get banned, well not banned, disqualified from the tournament for doing so. So in the post she said, she brought up several different things of tournament policy regarding why the argument that putting tokens in your extra deck is not a legitimate mind game and how it can't be treated as such. And she pulled out several things from communication, game state, public knowledge, all these different things she pulled out really kind of tied in together, that the official ruling is that really you can't put tokens and give the elusive state that your extra deck is a pile of tokens over there, because public knowledge, it interferes with that, as well as just the extra deck ruling, how the extra deck is built in general. So let's kind of get into what she brought out and everything and how it applies. She brought up the player responsibilities, section F, which was communication, and this is in short really it obligates you to tell your opponent when you're not following any game rules correctly and everything. So if you're mistakenly displaying the game state or something, you're obligated to tell your opponent to say that, or if there's something that may be unsure or maybe unclear, like your extra deck being a pile of fucking tokens, that's something you're obligated to iterate to your opponent and let them know. So if you fail to do this, you're kind of already in infraction there. So that's just kind of a shorter one. That's one of the ones that isn't really as applicable as the other ones here. One of the big ones is game state, though. Game state is anything that could be really public knowledge. This is reiterating to your opponent mainly in this sense, that you can tell them your exact main deck number, side deck number, as well as extra deck number. So if your opponent asks you, you know, how many cards in your extra deck, and you say 0, but you have a pile of tokens sitting over there, someone's going to get a little bit suspicious. So this is something that is public knowledge and kind of ties into the fact of the communication, that it was your responsibility to kind of relay that to your opponent, that hey, this isn't my extra deck, it's in here. This also kind of ties into the fact where it has to be represented properly at all times, in the sense of which I think it's actually in the same section there, where it has to, it says here it has to follow the game mat, which if you guys have seen any of the rubber mats, how they're laid out and everything, they really want you to follow that kind of general template. I know people like myself, they put their decks up in the corner, graveyards underneath it and everything. They switch that up a little bit, but if it's really to the point where it misrepresents something, it causes a problem. So if you want to be even more cautious, please play in the sense of a regular rubber game mat, just to not get called. But I doubt anybody's going to get real stingy about that. It's just this point in particular that people are making that's not really that's really causing this thing to kind of spiral out of control. So the game state is most likely, not most likely, well, it applies most to the fact of accurately displaying your main, side, and extra deck numbers to your opponent if they ask. This is public knowledge, so you are required to tell them what you're playing and everything, not the cards you're playing, but the numbers you're playing and everything. I know this kind of also ties in the fact people used to do, what they used to do is they used to say side and extra are in my deck box. That's what a lot of people would do to me, at least. This is also, again, against the game state kind of tournament rule here, where you have to accurately display where it is and everything. So I don't know if it's, you could probably, if somebody still is allowing you to, you probably have better chance saying my side and extra deck is in my deck box when you really don't have an extra deck and everything. I don't know. That's probably still inaccurately displaying the game state, so I'd be really cautious there. So really, game state is just making sure you're following the game mat, accurately displaying everything you have. And then you have the public knowledge, which also kind of ties into the game state there that we were just talking about, which was the number of cards in your extra deck and everything, number of cards in hand, life point totals and everything. This is all public knowledge and everything. That just kind of ties into the more of the game state and everything, accurately displaying it and such. Unsport, and then she actually bumped it up a little bit to kind of defend the fact that this was unsporting conduct where it was cheating. Cheating, actually, it does make a lot of sense. I'm going to just read this verbatim because it's really important. This penalty is appropriate when a player is caught cheating at an event. This is the most severe penalty a head judge can give. KDE shows no tolerance towards cheating and takes this infraction very seriously. Cheating includes, but is not limited to, intentionally misrepresenting the game state. That's probably the most important. Rules or tournament policies. It is also... It also includes reporting inaccurate information or lying to tournament officials. Bribery and conclusion are considered to be cheating. So really the most, actually two of the lines in there really kind of tie into this rule here, which was in misrepresenting the game state and everything, and also, what was it? Reporting inaccurate information. Not really reporting inaccurate information, more like relaying it, and that kind of ties into misrepresenting the game state. If you have your token pile where your extra deck would be, that's not what an extra deck is. That's not where your extra. That's where your extra deck belongs, and tokens belong elsewhere, somewhere. I think tokens have been said they're not supposed to be anywhere near the playing field. So with that, you're misrepresenting the game state and everything. You're giving the illusion that you have an extra deck when you really don't. It's not a mind game. I mean, it really isn't. You're not tricking anyone by showing them that you have a pile of tokens in there. It has to be face down and everything, so it just doesn't make too much sense there. I know people, this kind of brings me back to Glad Beast format, way back in the day, when it was Glad Beast plus another deck. And what it was is people would put a Glad Beast Bestiary or a Glad Beast monster on the top of their extra deck, display it, so people would get the illusion, oh, they're playing Glad Beast, but really they're playing a completely different deck. I forget the other deck at the time back then. I didn't play back then, but I know that's something, a strategy that was kind of used there. That's kind of a little mind game, but it still doesn't kind of infract with the game policy and everything. So that was a little mind game back in the day, but putting a pile of tokens where an extra deck belongs is not a mind game. And then she wrapped it up completely, and probably the best, with just pulling out one section of the official rule book that comes with everything, and it's page 5, section 6, extra deck. One plain sentence just kind of brings it all together. Place your extra deck face down in the square. And then she kind of ties it in by saying, yeah, tokens aren't extra deck cards. They don't belong there. So if you want to give the illusion that you're playing an extra deck, putting tokens there isn't the way to do it. And you can't really just put a pile of fusions in there, because a card like Domain, you know, requires you not to have an extra deck. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate to you guys that you could get really rule sharked if you try to pull kind of this little this bait and switch, if you will. It's not gonna work for you guys, and I don't want anybody to get kind of rule sharked for it when they really shouldn't. Just play the game fair, guys, and you should be fine. Just kind of be cautious, you know. I'm looking out for you guys. But I felt this was really important to kind of reiterate to you guys, because it's really important with the new structure deck coming out and everything. It's probably going to be a popular trend, so potentially you can call somebody out on it if you catch them doing it or anything, or just be aware for yourself if you plan on playing Monarchs. Don't try to pull this shit. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video. I'm expressed to you enjoyed the video. If you guys want to buy or sell product, if you want to attend events, and if you want to read articles from the top of players, alteratigames.com is a place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. And yeah, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Play safe, guys. Nim Nim, signing out.